I'm Spencer.
Wow!
And this is the Itch.
Yeah, man!
And we're doing a video response to the Funny Nerd that asked us, funnynerd.com. We'll put a link in there. I swear I will. I know I'm bad at it, but I'll do it. And he asked us 4 questions that we have to respond to, and then we tag somebody else. The whole online tag game.
Wow, it's like Facebook.
It's just like Facebook.
But worse. No.
Alright, so let's just jump right in. First question is, do you struggle getting games?
Nah, man. Game struggle getting me.
Oh, shit!
Yeah!
Oh, shit! Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the struggle's real.
Sure.
The struggle.
Games are expensive. We work, we do go to school, all that stuff. So it's getting all these games and stuff is very, very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's more of like finding the what you think is going to be interesting too. So like, we'll be like, oh, hey, we think people are really going to like this. So we'll review this, or we'll get this game and talk about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we can't get every game.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
I mean, luckily, our good producer Eric has actually gotten GameFly to help us.
Yeah,
cut costs, but
love him.
We also make it a point to where if you're picking up a game, Spencer won't pick it up. Not always.
Yeah, or like we'll be like, oh, hey, we'll both pick it up and kind of talk about it. So at least I know what's going on in his review, or vice versa.
Generally, we'll split. Yeah, he'll play all the first-person shooter type of games and those games that he's good at, and fighting games and stuff.
I'll play better games. No, most of the time wait.
I like to focus on the handheld because I love
had
handheld.
Ori and Persona. Those are the only ones you rated high, huh?
I am.
Fuck 'em.
I'm pretty strict.
Yeah,
I'm very strict.
I'm obviously a liberal, but not politically. But you know what
I am. So next question: do you regret any video game trades you've ever done? And I guess this is definitely a lot of people's will be GameStops.
Yeah. Oh God. I regret trading in 2 games. I regret trading in Mirror's Edge because it's a very good game. I still have the soundtrack on my phone. And I regret 3 games: Demon's Souls and Dark Souls. I traded them both in. I was really hurting for money, and I think it was to get Dark Souls too. I was like, "Are you guys having a bonus?"
Not groceries.
Yeah, no,
Dark Souls too.
I traded it in because I was just like, "Fuck, man!" I was like, "I really need to get this game yesterday," and
I need to eat.
Yeah, I regret it because Dark Souls 2, in my opinion, wasn't as good as the other ones. And I mean, Demon's Souls had its flair, but Dark Souls was a true solid game. And unfortunately, I traded it in, and I was like, "Fuck me, man." I bought it.
I actually have 2 separate stories. The first one is when I was a little kid, I traded my Super Nintendo and a whole bunch of my games, including Zelda, including some Bomberman games, and a multi-tap, which is pretty rare for a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
So I traded that, and they only gave me half of what they told me they would give me.
Here's $5.
They're supposed to get me an expansion pack for the N64, which they didn't, and they're supposed to give me $30, which they didn't.
Spend on this dick.
So I kind of lost out on that, which of course I regret that because I love Super Nintendo. And the other trade makes me look like a total douchebag, but I will say it on this show anyway. When I was in high school, the PSP had just come out.
Oh, God.
And a friend of mine was like,
Douchebag alert.
Douchebag alert. Okay, it's going to look real bad. And it is bad. So a friend of mine was like, hey, you want to borrow some of my PS2 games? And so he let me borrow Kingdom Hearts, and the biggest one was a special edition copy of an NIS game. NIS America. Okay. They have a limited print of that, which had a soundtrack in the box and everything. And
extra money.
He had all that sitting in there. And one day I was like, I really need a PSP, but I didn't have a job, so I traded all of them for a PSP for Untold Legends.
You probably picked it up and you're like,
yeah,
it's like $50.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I definitely regret that because he was a good friend, and he still is. Thankfully, he's stuck around with me.
Oh, I actually think you're a douchebag now.
Yeah.
I have a similar, I have a friend who did the same thing, and we disowned him.
You are lucky.
But actually, you guys were talking about GameStop being the primary place to trade in games. You guys remember Babbage's?
Yep.
No. Metro Center?
I was at Metro Center, Babbage's.
I traded in my Sega Genesis to get a PlayStation there, and I traded in every Sonic that they had made, pinball and all, and both copies of Shining Force. and there was another game in there too. It was like Paint for the Sega. All of those nostalgia values.
Sonic Paint?
No, it wasn't Sonic Paint.
I'm
I can't
joking.
remember it, but anyway, it was nostalgia value, like trading that into Babbage's, and then they closed down. I was just kind of like, I'm never gonna get those back.
Yeah, it's hard to gauge what's going to be worth money. Turns out everything is, but it's hard to gauge what's going to be worth money at the time.
It's just printing money.
Yeah.
The BS.
So next question: what game would you pick to play over again? But when you play it over again, you have no memory of it. So basically, playing a game completely fresh.
I've got like a ton. Uncharted 2. Very cinematic. I've got some really bullshit ones. Dark Souls, Final Fantasy Tactics, because every match felt new. You're just like, oh, fuck am I now? You know? One of the big ones is actually Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Really?
The first time you toss a fucking Metal Gear was so hardcore. I had such goosebumps. You know, there's actually a meme for the song. It's called Rules of Nature.
Really?
It's Rules of Nature goes with everything. Because it kind of fucking does. And I'll play it after we're done here. But holy shit, you pick up that you're like, oh, god damn! Like, toss that bitch. Oh, there's nothing more satisfying. You're just like, yo! And then it's great. It's a great game. Great game.
I would pick Chrono Trigger, and that sounds like a cop-out because it's like my favorite game.
Mhm.
But I would really be curious to see if nostalgia has taken over my head on that game. So I'd be curious to see, having played everything I have now, if I would still love that game as much as I do. I'd be curious on that. Another one I would try is Metal Gear Solid. I would want to replay Metal Gear Solid.
The first one?
The first one.
Oh, fuck that. I'm just Trez, son.
Well, I would want to see if I'd still get into the series.
I'd want to see...
still say the beginning of that game. I mean, obviously there's Metal Gear 2.
Yeah.
But I would say Metal Gear Solid was a big part of getting it to the broad spectrum.
I would say I'd also do Metal Gear Solid 3 just to see if I could, like, actually get the story. Because back when I was, like, younger, I just skipped Kodak. I'm like, fuck this! I'm like, get out of here, Sigint!
That was a great point, Spencer, with does your nostalgia take over for a game? I would have to throw two in there for me. Shining Force 2 and World of Warcraft. Is nostalgia taking over my, like, for World of Warcraft?
Yes. All of our games are taking over.
Hijack.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last question, because question number 4 is, which system would you be buried with? Would you like to be buried with?
Like the Atari, so they couldn't actually bury me. Like, I keep them above ground or something. Burn them! Probably the PlayStation 2. If I had to say. Out of all the consoles I had, that probably gave me the longest lifespan of just, obviously, huge-ass library, but just the most fun to have. Like, me and my brother, we used to share consoles. So, like, in his room, you know, in my room, we had the Xbox, right, guaranteed. In his room, he had the Xbox 360. He was already on that next level shit. But you knew you were really winning if you had the PlayStation 2 on. Guess who had it for longest? This boy.
You did. You had it for longest.
I had it the longest.
I would pick the Super Nintendo because, in my opinion, like maybe this is some, you know, I don't believe that you can actually play games in the afterlife, so I'm not really worried about, you know, oh, sick, I got Dragon Quest 8. I would say that the Super Nintendo embodies me as a gamer the most. I became a gamer through the Super Nintendo and really learned to embrace it and appreciate it that way. So I'd pick the Super Nintendo. And it had some kick-ass games too.
I should have said like the Virtual Boy.
Yeah, Virtual Boy.
No, the Sega Saturn. It'd be great.
I would pick the Sega Genesis because death is only the beginning.
Oh.
Well, morbid.
Before we get haunted by the spirits,
The spirit.
I just want to say thank you to thefunnynerd.com for putting us out there like that.
Yeah, thanks for only asking Spencer.
Yeah.
Hurts my feelings.
He's a little bit hurt. Eric's a little hurt too.
Yeah.
He's
Eric's
crying.
actually. He's got Kleenex. It's your fault.
But we'd also like to
Those
push
Kleenex aren't for that.
Oh God.
Oh,
Right next to the computer.
Details.
Deets.
We would like to extend the tag out
This is the tag.
out to the Games Outfit. They're a good little channel. They do a lot of reviews and some hot topic stuff. They're kind of like us, but they don't show their faces.
Oh.
Which is probably like, oh, guys are, I'm not
You probably look at us and like, well, they're ugly. We don't want to do that.
Don't want all that going on. So yeah, they're a pretty good channel. So we'll send it out to them. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Do it. Oh yeah, new videos. We do them every week.
Every week.
He was excited. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
When do we do it? Every week.
How often? But there's that. And make sure to check us out on This Is The Itch on Twitch. We do LOL. We do games that are new.
And good games.
And some of the... Oh, okay.
Okay.
Bring in the thumb.
I get my shots on camera. He gets them off camera.
Yeah.
So,
Giggity.
Take it easy.